global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello fam, welcome back to our channel. It looks like there's so much issues in Faroe Imo State as coronavirus seems to have caught up with the lawmakers, and this is rather sad. Well, let's look at what is going on. There are in fact two things happening almost simultaneously in Imo State. The pensioners are screaming and shouting. They've been neglected. They've not gotten their pay. And now in Imo State, they're already suffering from, the lawmakers are already suffering from coronavirus, as Imo State government has announced that 13 more lawmakers of the State House of Assembly have tested positive for coronavirus, that's COVID-19. The spokesman for the State Task Force on COVID-19, Chinedu Iwala, confirmed this. Iwala added, according to Iwala, he said this brings to about 14 the total number of lawmakers in the state who have tested positive to COVID-19. My God. Iwala added that the infected lawmakers have gone into self-isolation, and the State Assembly complex in Owerri has remained shut since the first lawmaker was diagnosed with the virus. Recall that the report have it that activities of the Imo State House of Assembly was put on hold as the assembly had been shut down after 3 of the lawmakers had allegedly tested positive for COVID-19. The Speaker of the Assembly House, Honorable Chiji Collins, announced shutdown of activities for 2 weeks. However, the chairman of the State Task Force on COVID-19, Professor Maurice Iwu, said samples of all other lawmakers and their aides had been taken to the laboratory for testing to ascertain if any one of them had been further infected with the virus. The House of Assembly will be shut for 2 weeks to enable us fumigate the place and also to allow members to be on self-isolation until we know whether they are COVID-19 positive or negative, he said. He said that the samples of the other 26 legislators and their aides have been taken for testing. The task force chairman also announced the death of a woman who died of the virus shortly after being delivered of a set of twins at a hospital in Owerri. Oh, how sad. Currently, we registered 1 death of a lady who successfully delivered a set of twins. Also, we have a positive case from the State Assembly. As such, have to collect samples from all House members and their aides. Also, the House of Assembly is to be shut down for 2 weeks to fumigate the place. He will finally explain that the team had embarked on enhanced screening of people to know if they had severe acute respiratory systems, that's SARS for short. But there are other things happening simultaneously as well, because the truth of the matter is, Imo people, I don't know what's going on, but it looks like everybody is screaming at the same time, and I guess the hands of Hope Uzodinma is getting. I think he needs to return back home and sort the issues that is surrounding Imo State. But I'm sure he knows anyway. This because the senior citizens in Imo State have taken to the streets of Owerri on Tuesday to protest over 6 months of pension arrears owed them by Imo State government. How sad. Many of the pensioners complained that they are yet to receive a dime since the current administration of Senator Hope Uzodinma took over reins from Douglas House. According to some, they said the last payment came during the administration of former Governor Emeka Ihedioha, although they had outstanding arrears of over 10 months before his emergence. As at the time of this press, the governor was yet to come to the scene or to answer them. You can now see that Hope Uzodinma's hands are really full, and he needs to go back home to see what is going on. It's like some 48 hours ago, he was seen in Edo State, and of course doing primaries for Edo for APC rather. But now let's begin to feel the pulse of Nigerians, because the truth is, one doesn't leave his home if he needs to put his home in order before going to another man's home to help another man's home puts his own another man's home in order, because charity, they say, begins at home. Let's feel the pulse of Nigeria over this. These are two case scenarios here. One case is the case of the State House of Assembly in Imo State having COVID-19 almost spreading around, although we still have some, they're still going through testing, but 14 cases already recorded in their the Honorable House of Assembly. I'm talking about Imo State. And now the pensioners are screaming and shouting in this COVID-19. They're coming for protest, saying they need to be paid. They've not been given a dime ever since Hope Uzodinma came, took over reins from Emeka Hedio and Douglas House. But let's feel the pulse of Nigerians over there. All right, this one here is saying God's ways are not man's ways. This one here is saying Supreme Court legislature. This one here is saying Koro doing his thing. This one here is saying what as Imo people cannot fight, Corona is helping them. This one here is saying bit by bit it will cleanse the land. Alright, but that's how much you can take, because the rest are quite insultive, and I rather prefer intelligent or rather objective views, not insult really. But let's look at this very critically. If the State House of Assembly, I'm talking about the Imo State House of Assembly, if about 14 of them already tested positive, they got family, they have AIDS, and these AIDS have family, which means probably the scores and the figures that they've reported for Imo State may be much more than we thought. And this is rather sad, because oh dear, we have a lot of these village mothers who live in the villages, who may not even know how bad this situation is, and there is no cure really. And judging the fact that the aged, these old men and women who have not been paid a kobo in this COVID-19 pandemic, that everybody's looking for ways to survive and to live at least of waters. Now these old men and women have not been paid their pensions, and they have decided to put their lives at risk by coming out to protest, and that is putting their health at risk, judging the fact that we may not know the exact figure in reality, practically, that is already in Imo State as we speak, because what we just know is how many have been recorded, but practically we do not know. Some are asymptomatic, they've not started showing symptoms, but doesn't mean that they are not carrying it. This is rather sad. I would have said that Governor Hope Uzodinma should quickly run home, and if he's already at home, start putting modalities in check, see how he can talk to these aged women and men. And even if he cannot pay all, obviously he can't start paying all at the same time, because we all know that Nigeria has gone borrowing. They don't have enough money in their coffers, and allocation money, and some of them are on loan, so they do the repayment on source, which means the allocation money may not even be enough for governors in each state, based on the usual antecedent that they have in this country. So which means that he may not have the capacity to pay completely the pensioners all their arrears, but at least you can start up something, can pay them a month or two, something that will take them off the streets and decongest and reduce the spread of the COVID-19. Because once these aged people have the disease and they go back home, they will infest their family members, their children, their grandchildren, and who may want to stay with them when they have started falling sick, to ensure that they get the best care before probably they go over the other way. And now if this continues, the spread keeps increasing. And these are the things we're talking about. Let's stay off the street. But then these women, these old aged parents, they need their money. They've worked for crying out loud. They've served the state. They deserve their pensions. I don't think it's right. It's not nice at all for them not to be giving their pension for whatever reasons. I think you should reach out to them. Effective communication is needed here. Tell them, let them know reasons why you've not been able to pay all. Okay, well, you've not even paid anyone. At least pay something. Then let them have hope. There's hope, hope the fan make the heart sick. But that's where we'll go wrap it up, because I'm looking at the fact that Imo State having this increment in COVID-19, and some of our mothers, I've seen some of the videos, some of our mothers, they barely wear face masks, barely. I'm talking about the villages. I'm not talking about the cities. The villages, they barely wear face masks. And some of these people, by the time they get this COVID-19, they usually run home to go and take native medicine. Yes, they usually run home. They go and look for this, bitter lime and the rest, and they will probably advise these women to prepare for them. They won't really tell them they already tested COVID-19. They probably may think it is malaria or acute malaria, and at the end of the day, infest everyone that comes around them. So it's a very dicey situation, and it's not a time to begin to celebrate anyone any of the lawmakers who have already gotten it, because this COVID-19 has no respect for either the rich or the poor, the mighty or the influential. It can actually meet anybody, okay? And that's what we're going to wrap it up. Let's put in our comment section. What do you think about the fact that it's on the increase? COVID-19 is spreading seriously in the House of Assembly, State House of Assembly, Imo State House of Assembly, and the pensioners, aged pensioners are on the street begging, insisting, protesting that they be paid their pensions. Ever since Hope Uzodinma entered, he has not paid them a dime. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button below. Beside it, you will see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Stay tuned for more updates and more.